G'day guys, Nate here coming at you with the round 17 team selections final word video for Collingwood's clash against Gold Coast. Up on their home deck, two changes, but more importantly, another debut for Collingwood in 2026. Liam Puncher, mid-season recruit, making his AFL debut. That's 2 out of 3 so far. We're waiting on Harrison Coe, who I would expect isn't too far away, needing to provide a chop out in the ruck, but Liam Puncher is a defender, a key defender, and a much needed addition in back line as well. Isaac Quaynor goes out, ankle injury, ankle sore. But Brayden Maynard also making his return from injury, dislocated shoulder. He'll have shoulder surgery in the off season, so hopefully no aggravation in this game. Up there on the Gold Coast, not exactly a happy hunting ground. We've got a decent record, but never an easy contest up there. But the two changes for the Collingwood lineup: Brayden Maynard again returning from his injury, Jeremy Howe, Billy Frampton in the back line, Harry Perryman, Josh Dacos, Dan Houston across half back. Another massive game ahead for Dan Houston, needing his rebound off defensive 50. Steele side bottom, Lipinski on the wings. Again, for me, side bottom, I didn't mention it in the preview, but I'm not sold anymore or convinced on Steele's side bottom anymore, particularly across half back, and he's exposed in the back line, but playing on the wing. I'd rather him play at half forward, but I don't think there's a spot necessary for him. So that's just my opinion. But once game day starts, he's a Collingwood player. I'll back him in. But if he underperforms or doesn't fire anything, then yeah, we'll talk about him in the review. Pendlebury, game 437, playing smack bang in the centre in 2026. Still playing smack bang in the centre. That's a good thing for us. Lockie Shields, Harvey Harrison, Bo McCreary across half forward. Key forwards, Jack Buller, Tim Membry, and Nick Dacos. Hey, wait a minute. Nick Dacos at full forward. He'll be tagged in this game most likely, so we need to utilise Nick Dacos as that mid forward. Same with Jordan DeGoey, he's playing as a rover. Darcy Cameron in the ruck. Ed Allen named smack bang as a rover. Massive game for Ed Allen, in my opinion. I'm predicting it. I'm calling it. Ed Allen legacy game. I'm looking forward to it. Liam Puncher making his AFL debut, starting on the bench. Ned Long, Jack Crisp, Sam Swaddling, and Dan McStay rounding at the bench. Roan Steele, emergency. Angus Anderson, Charlie West also named as emergencies. Angus Anderson and Charlie West made the flight up to Gold Coast. They might make the flight back down, play in the VFL against Brisbane. That's in Coburg. Saturday morning, 10 a.m. The team selections for the VFL will be released on Friday. You'll see my Instagram post for the VFL selections on Friday afternoon. But I'm not too sure if Roan still made the flight or not. Otherwise, it's too many carryover emergencies, and all of a sudden, it's a 50-50 game in the VFL against Brisbane. But for Collingwood against Gold Coast, a chance for us to win 3 games in a row for the first time in over 12 months, and a big chance to cement ourselves in the top 10. I say that again, but a chance to push on. We've played well so far against Port Adelaide and Richmond. Not convincing wins, I get it, but we have made areas of improvement for our attacking game. Still a lot of areas to improve on still, so they're not convincing wins and not wins to set the world on fire or turn heads or anything like that. It starts here against Gold Coast, and a good chance against Gold Coast, 5-game losing streak, or it could just be a false dawn and it's back to square one step forward, 2 steps back, and I'll be interested to see how Craig McRae takes it in terms of the team selections next week against North Melbourne. But again, 48 hours away against Gold Coast, starts here, a big game to get a scalp of some sort. Not a top 10 side, Gold Coast right now, but it's a scalp for me up there. And we come back down 3 wins in a row, massive fortnight ahead. We go from there. But to be perfectly honest, I don't have a lot to talk about, so I'll just go over the team lineups again. Brayden Maynard returning from his injury. Expectations, just get through the game unscathed. Howe and Frampton obviously get through the game unscathed, but continue on their fine form so far in 2026. Dan Houston, rebounding off defensive 50, needs to have a similar, if not better, performance compared to last week. Perryman hasn't been at his best since returning from the bye, but had a good game for King's birthday, first game back from his hamstring injury. Hopefully, Harry Perryman returns to some sort of form. I'm not calling for his head or for being dropped, but just a Mr. Fix-It guy to return to some sort of form. Josh Dacos, that's a guy that's returned to form. Not as potent still, but he's connecting more with his brother, and I think that's leading to his confidence rebuilding and returning to form. It's also good to see for Collingwood's sake as well. So Josh Dacos firing, Collingwood firing, everyone's a winner. Again, side bottom, not too convinced on the wing. Again, across half back, it feels like we're moving the magnet for Steele's side bottom, so hopefully he's able to perform and deliver and just, yeah, I have no expectations, but I don't want Steele's side bottom to be a liability in this game. Harvey Harrison, again, lucky to be selected. He's in the bottom six, but again, with my keys to the victory, you're only as good as your bottom six players. Harvey Harrison would confidently, for me, be in the bottom six, but I'm still hoping for the best for Harvey Harrison to to kick his first goal in nearly 2 years at AFL level, and I won't say be a point of difference, but that pressure up forward, we need that alongside Bo McCreary and Lockie Schultz. Just for Gold Coast as well, they've dropped Jared Witts and Charlie Ballard, so Darcy Cameron in the ruck against Ned Moyle and Ethan Reid, although I was a fan of Ethan Reid playing as that tall wing for Gold Coast earlier in the year, but he hasn't been utilised there since. But he's likely playing as a ruck forward, Ethan Reid, and he's a very athletic player, so something to look out for there. But again, I think this game screams Ed Allen legacy game, and I'm looking forward to it. Otherwise, my predictions and bold calls and whatnot, they typically go the opposite way. So if it doesn't happen, I do apologise. You can blame me if Ed Allen gets dropped or gets injured or whatever. Jordan De Goey, hopefully he's continuing on his fine form, and all the best for Liam Puncher in his debut game. Hopefully Dan McStave responds from last week, and also hopefully there's no late outs as well. But we'll see on Angus Anderson and Charlie West if they're playing in the VFL, if they go back down, or if they're both the carryover emergencies. I wouldn't be a fan of that, but it is what it is. Again, just follow me on Instagram. I'll make a post Friday afternoon regarding the VFL squad, the AFL listed players, and we'll see who's the carryover emergencies or not. But that's all for this team selections final word video, a short and brief team selections final word video. Hopefully we continue on these small chopping and changings of the sides, because otherwise I wouldn't have to do these team selections final word videos. It's good to make these sort of videos to talk about the debutant in Liam Puncher, but with small changes going forward, it's what we need. We need consistency with the best 23. If it keeps happening, I wouldn't need to make these team selections final word videos, but I'll leave you guys all to a short, simple video, not my best, but you get the team selections here. Please be well, please be safe, and I'll see you guys Sunday morning for the round 17 review. Up Pies.